Alright, so this news came out yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to talk about it, so, better late than never, right? And that news exactly is the return of who I consider an excellent comic writer. Everything he touches turns to mostly gold. We'll get to that in a moment. And yeah, so J. Michael Straczynski is returning to Marvel to work on Captain America. He will be doing a miniseries, and I think he's also doing an ongoing as well. So JMS, we know he basically did the Spider-Man run that made us really love Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Not to say anything from the '90s era, but really it was JMS's run that proved that you can do a married superhero and make it work, right, Marvel? And yes, I know, before anyone goes in the comments and types, "Oh, but he also wrote One More Day." He was forced to write One More Day. And Joe Quesada, word on the street is, I can't confirm this, word on the street was he did the artwork in the book to make sure JMS did the story. He was Quesada was that petty fat fucker that we all know him to be. And apparently he did this again, I can't confirm this, but Quesada also wrote this because he was going through a divorce with his wife and was being especially spiteful to her. So he was just being a beta male cuck all around, wasn't he? Fuck Quesada. And then he came back to do Thor, and Thor's run is what really kick-started an era of really good Thor runs. Since JMS, we've had Jason Aaron, we had Matt Fraction. Well, not in that order, mind you. We had Matt Fraction, then we had Jason Aaron, Donny Cates did a really good run, and we're going to be Al Ewing in Immortal Thor. So he started a whole era of really good Thor runs. Again, not in that era, but that's beside the point. I really am excited to see what J. Michael Straczynski is going to do with Captain America. J. Michael Straczynski is a fantastic writer, and I know his Superman stuff and his Wonder Woman stuff is over at DC was not great. It was his Superman and Wonder Woman comics were we don't talk about that. But yeah, JMS. Also, there also is a thing of JMS being a petty bitch to Dan Slott with Spider-Man sales, and him and Mark Waid got into a fight about it. So yeah, I'm not saying JMS is a perfect human being. I'm just saying he's a really good writer. Let's focus on that. Anyway, so what is JMS's what is going to be his story on Captain America? Well, it's actually kind of interesting because it's actually going to focus on what made Captain America want to become Captain America. It's going to focus on a organization that Captain America and some kind of unknown enemy, which will probably be Red Skull. We've seen this 100 times from Captain America stories, but the main thing is what's going to be interesting is that we're going to have a look in the past at an event that made Captain America want to stand up to Nazis, or bullies in general. And that was Steve Rogers' encounters with the American Bund. If you don't know what that is, the American Bund is actually a real-life thing that basically were pro-Nazi Americans. It was an organization that were pro-Nazi and very much trying to nudge America into not being Nazi sympathizers, or even try to get America to join on the German side. I believe that organization was also the group responsible for having a Nazi march in Madison Square Garden. So these guys were real pieces of shit. These guys were real pieces of shit, and it would make sense that of everyone, not Hydra, not some secret organization, it's just a bunch of people who were picking on people who we know Captain America is the child of Irish immigrants and people who were people of different races. It's something we see today. So of course it would that makes a lot of sense, and I'm very excited to see where they're going to go with that in terms of the storytelling. Now, I'm actually, as much as I am excited about this Captain America, this Captain America story by JMS, I'm actually more excited about the stuff in the past with just Steve Rogers before he became the super soldier, before he got the shield. I'm actually excited about that, because when we do stories in the past with Captain America, it always seems like it's just a few days before he becomes a super soldier. We never go into Captain America's life before, that era. We don't really have. I mean, there's a few, but there are like a lot of comics that don't. Like majority of Captain America comics focus on the here and now, and if it is in the past, it's wartime. So there isn't really a lot of comics that deal with Captain America's past before he became Captain America. So I'm very excited for that, and the American Bund is a group that would make sense for Steve Rogers want to fight against. So I'm very excited for this. JMS is a fantastic writer on most of his stuff, parentheses, and I can't fault him for One More Day. That wasn't his design. He was just kind of roped into it, due to unfortunate circumstances. But I'm really excited for this. This will be coming out in November, and it's kind of funny because it was announced that the Captain America comics would be ending, and there was no announce. There was like they said there was like no plans for a new Steve Rogers comic, but there was one for Sam Wilson. So people thought they were going to kill Steve at the end of Cold War, but it turns out nope. We're just saving that. We were going to announce J. Michael Straczynski for the book, so that's really cool. This book will be out in November, I believe. So be prepared for that. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of J. Michael Straczynski coming to Captain America? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.